Hello everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. It's great to see you. I'm glad you're here. It's that time of year again where we're planning out our goals for the semester, for the year, trying to get our lives together before this year starts. It's 2023. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I personally get ready for the semester, for the year, plan my goals, and all of that stuff. So let's get started. I just want to give a little disclaimer since this is being posted after the new year has started, maybe after you've started school. It's never too late to get started on your goals and plan things out. It could be the start of a new month, could be a start of a new week, maybe even day. So it's never too late to do this stuff. Let's get started on how I plan and prep for a new semester and a new year. The first thing I want to focus on today is how I plan for a new school year. So I'm going to be showing how I use my iPad Air, my computer, and my phone to get ready for the school year. Even though I'm a digital person, I also like to write things down physically in my planner. This is my favorite planner ever. It's from Papier. My boyfriend gets me a planner every single year because he knows how important it is for me to write things down along with having it in all my calendars. The inside has like days where you can actually plan out everything that occurs that day. It also gives you a nice big calendar. Oh yes, nice big calendar to write important dates, and then also a section for each month to write down some monthly goals, to-dos, and important dates and wish lists for the month. Very first thing I do is once I know what my schedule is, I import it to my Google Calendar or to Microsoft Office. My school has recently changed to be using Microsoft Office, so I was trying something new with importing it to there instead. This is a pretty quick process to kind of know where the classes are going to be, know how much time I have in between, kind of see those breaks in classes, know when I can work on homework, all that. So this is very important to do as one of your first steps in planning your school year. Next, I will choose what colors I use for each class. Like in my mind, math is always blue, but I'm no longer taking any math, so computer science is now blue in my mind. I know you may disagree, sometimes people say it's red, but math is blue in my world, so math is blue. I have like social studies and humanities course, that's always yellow to me. English is always red. I'm doing a little darker pink this year though for my English class to kind of keep the aesthetic and color scheme all together. And you can kind of see I've already filled out a little bit, like here's an exam, for example, blue, purple, all that. I like to make it all match and look nice. To go along with this, I use a specific website called coolers.io. This website lets you create a color palette, maybe you want to create a color scheme, maybe a gradient even, and you can copy down those hex codes or like the red, green, blue color. So I can use that color to match up with my calendar, my Canvas course, all this stuff, so I could have specific colors and make sure they match everything. Just super cool. If you haven't checked out Coolers, you definitely should. This is not sponsored, but it could be if you want to. Coolers, reach out to me. The next thing I will do for school is create folders on my MacBook. I like to organize everything into the classes so I don't have a bunch of just downloads floating around. It gets so messy so quickly, so it's really good to do this right away. I also take the colors that I just used for each class and copy that over to the folders. There's like a specific way you can do it, from going to your MacBook, clicking get info on a folder, and then you can copy and paste any type of image you want. Here I'm showing you how I do it with different folder colors, but you could also make them different images too. I think this really just cleans up my computer and makes me easily be like, oh, there's that class. Let me just input it there. Now that I've created folders on my MacBook, I go over to my iPad Air. I create folders on GoodNotes, and I will name each folder so I can easily find them and put anything class related that I do on my iPad into there. That way I could just be like, oh, I need this specific thing for this lecture in this class. I'll click on that lecture. I'll be able to just scroll through the slides. I love this thing so much. I highly recommend if you're a student in college to get an iPad. Sometimes we have physical assignments, but most of the time they let you use these for notes. Something that GoodNotes has recently added is letting you record audio, which is awesome. If a professor goes really, really fast, which I've had that happen in many cases, you can record the audio and it'll show you where your brush strokes are when they're saying that specific word. Like if you miss a specific thing that they're saying, you'll know where it is because you can see where you're writing at the time they're saying that. Super cool. But I like to download all the slides I can for each class, put them into different notebooks on my iPad, and then just kind of go from there to easily organize all the lectures, all the homework, all the labs, all that stuff. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit to get syllabi or a syllabus for a class that kind of explains what's going on in the class. But once I get that, I like to take all those important dates, all those exam dates, project dates, anything I can grab, and put them into my calendar. I put them right away into my Google Calendar or my Microsoft Outlook calendar or my Apple calendar, and I will also put that date into my planner so I can have it in both settings, just kind of a heads up of, hey, you have this exam this month. So I'm not just blindsided by the week of the professor mentioning it. Last minute cram study, because we all know that's not actually as helpful as you think. I know, I still do it sometimes. I still will wait till the very last minute to do projects and such. Don't do it. Put them ahead of time, do those due dates, create your own due dates even if you want to like have a checkpoint to be like, I want to be done with this project before this date. That's where I would put that into my calendar and into my planner. I'm also going to next order my textbooks, any supplies I think I might need. As I showed you before, I got my colorful pens. Keep them in this little cup. These are my colorful pens. Each one has a different meaning to me. They're the Papermate Inkjoy pens. Absolute favorite. Make sure I'm stocked up on those. Make sure I have any folders. Sometimes you don't actually need the textbooks, so sometimes wait a little longer for that and ask your professor. Most of the time they'll say on the first day of class whether you need it or not. In my case, I've been able to find a lot of them online, so try to do that first so you don't spend an insane amount of money just on textbooks. So the last thing I do for planning for the school year on my computer and my devices is create focus modes on my iPhone. So now I'm going to be showing you how to create a focus mode on your iPhone. If you didn't know this exists, it's the old do not disturb, but you can create it for certain time periods, certain events, certain activities even. So I create mine specifically for my classes. I go in, I create a schedule. So I'll be like, oh, I have class from 11 to 12. I'll put my focus mode on from 11 to 12. It's super nice too because I put the people that can contact me during these times are only people who are in my classes, in my groups. So people who would need to contact me during these times can contact me, but other people will see that I have do not disturb on and probably won't message me till later, or I'll see it later. The super cool thing with this is it doesn't just do it for your iPhone, but it also goes to your iPad and your MacBook and your Apple Watch. Crazy, I know. But it filters out the calendars. I have it so it only shows my school calendar so I can see school events so I'm not overwhelmed by maybe other events that are going on. You can also make it so you only receive messages from some people. It's a super cool option to really block out those distractions and create an easy way to see all the things you need to see and none of the stuff you don't need to see. The next thing on my list for starting a new year, new semester, is to just clean the space. You can start the new year, new semester with a dirty space, but it's not going to be as good as if you were to clean it entirely. This doesn't even mean you need to deep clean something or like go to town in some area. Just really pick up your space. Make it your own space. As you can see, my bed, this is clean for my bed. I love it. It makes me feel at home. I come home and I'm not stressed about, oh my gosh, my room's dirty, because I right off the bat said, let's clean my room. Let's get going. Let's start the semester. And if you do want to deep clean, go for it. It's kind of therapeutic to really clean the entire space and know everything's just in its place You don't have to have anything be lost because you don't know where it is. Kind of just setting things out, especially for school and everything, to be like, okay, my computer's going in this bag, my laptop charger's here, I'm putting my books into my bag, just so everything is ready and you can just start it off and not even have to worry about it. And this is an easy one just to do whenever. I try, keyword try, clean up every week. Like on Sundays, I try to put everything away, kind of have it prepared for the next day and the whole week, so I can just grab it, get ready to go, not even have to worry about it. So in my apartment, I cleaned my room, cleaned my bathroom, just kind of planned things out, made it a nice little space for me to come home to. And I come home and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my bed. Beautiful. Don't have to clean it. Just get right in it. It's fabulous. Last but not least, we're going to talk about goals. Those New Year's resolutions, maybe you've already let go of them, maybe you're holding strong to them. Anything that you decided is going to be a goal for the new year, new semester, new whatever, we're going to talk about those. My first advice is to just jot down notes of what you potentially want to achieve by the end of the year. So in all of 2023, what do you want to complete? What do you want to look back on and be like, yes, I did that. I'm proud of myself. Now, this can seem really intimidating to see all these goals make you want to go after it right away, be like, oh my gosh, January, I'm going to be perfect. I'm going to do everything right. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to make meals at home. I'm going to go work out at the gym. I'm going to work 15 hours a week. I'm going to do homework, all this stuff. Settle down. We're not doing that just yet. We're going to break down that big goal into mini goals that'll be spread out throughout the year. This is when we'll decide if this is a realistic goal or unrealistic goal. Maybe it could be spread out over 2 years, 3 years, and actually break down what we want to focus our time. When we break down our goals into mini goals, I like to spread them out by 3 months. And it's really helpful to work backwards from this, actually. So you have this end goal you want after a full year. In 9 months, you'll be almost finished with that goal, but where do you want to be with it? In 6 months, halfway through the year, where do you want to be? 3 months, and sometimes even 1 month. You can break it down to see what you can actually do in a full year. It might seem like a lot of time, but then when you break it down, you're like, oh, I can do this. This is actually possible. And I'm not saying this to stunt any of your goals. Go for it. I just am saying make it a realistic goal, and if you break it down, it seems a lot more achievable and a lot less likely for you to burn out right away in January. Now that we've broken up those goals into increments of some sort, we are going to write them down at the beginning of each month. So I created a 3-month increment plan of where I would like to be with my goals at the end of the year. Each month I look at those goals, write down where I would like to be each month, and then focus my energy on completing those goals. I also like to spread mine out so it's not all one area. It's not all just fitness based, or it's all not food based or academic based, but create each one in a category to be like, okay, financially I'm working towards this goal this month, academically I'm working towards this goal, and personally I'm working towards this goal. This lets you see the different sectors that you're working in your life to kind of make it more balanced and less likely to overwhelm you and stress you out. One of my goals is to easily run a 5K in 30 minutes. Now, last fall, I did the Turkey Trot, which was a 5K, 3.1 miles, and we were able to complete it in about 45-50 minutes. That was a little tough, and I kind of went after it and didn't really plan out how I was going to train for it, and kind of just tried to train as much as I could. I'm going to be working towards doing a 1 mile run in 10 minutes, and then I'll increase it to 2 minutes. I'll increase it to 2 miles in 20 minutes. And then hopefully by around Thanksgiving time, I'll be able to run a 5K in 30 minutes and be comfortable and not exhaust myself. Working slowly and towards a specific goal is really helpful when it comes to these New Year's resolutions, just because you won't get as burned out, you won't be as tired, you won't feel like you failed because you're not like, I need to be doing this right away, but you're like, oh, I only missed 2 workouts this whole month. That's okay. Next month, I'm gonna be even better. So it makes you improve slowly, continuously, and really just helps you overall. With that, I think we're ready to get going. I hope it was helpful to see how I break down my semester, get ready for the year, and get after my goals. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and share it with your friends. Show them how you're gonna go after your goals this year. And while you're at it, comment down below what your goal is. I would love to see your guys' progress, and if this really helped you, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!